Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to talk about Spektrum Plus from American Lighting. My name is Emily Carpenter. So what is Spektrum Plus? Spektrum Plus is our smart lighting system. It is a certified Bluetooth SIG mesh smart lighting system. So the biggest benefit there is that there's no Wi-Fi involved to control your lights. So what can Spektrum Plus control? Spektrum Plus can control multiple fixtures, pretty much any fixture on the market now. But we do have a branded line of products that are full RGB plus tunable white. So you'll get everything from 2700 all the way to 6000K with it. Starting out our Spektrum line, we have 4 and 6-inch downlights. They are a retrofit downlight. These are RGB plus tunable white, so you'll get that full 60 million color option on that Spektrum Plus app with it. We also have a 4 or 6-inch Spektrum Brio. So just like our normal Brios, they're going to come with a junction box in the box with the wafer. You're also going to get the template to help cut the hole in the ceiling. And these are also RGB plus tunable white. Both of those fixtures only come in the white finish. We do not have other finish options for them. We also have a 24-volt low voltage puck light. So it is going to be RGB plus tunable white, which you see here. So you're going to have your power wire, your red wire, your green, blue, then the yellow and white ones are going to be your warm white or your cool white wire. So these will wire straight into a Spektrum Plus receiver and then give you the full capability on the app to change colors. Some of our most popular Spektrum items are going to be the bulbs we offer. So we have BR30 bulbs. These ones are pretty cool because they have the Bluetooth chip right down inside of the bulb itself. You also have an A19 with the exact same chip inside the bulb. These are going to have a full RGB plus tunable white capability. We also have an S14, which is going to be a glass S14, as well as an MR16. So you can replace any of those existing landscape lights that are already out there, or you can put them in some track lights. On our Spektrum Plus app, you're able to change your color of lights. You can set scenes and schedules. You can also group the lights together. Big question is, how can I do that? So we have a hub. This hub is going to be super small, plugs in, and it's just going to go straight into the wall. The hub is going to be the one component on Spektrum that works off of Wi-Fi. So then the next question is if I lose my Wi-Fi, do I lose control of my lights? And the answer is no, you do not lose control of your lights. What the hub allows you to do on Wi-Fi is set your schedules because Bluetooth can't tell the time. It's also going to let you change the lights based off the weather if you wanted to in the app. And then it's going to let you control the lights from anywhere in the world. It's also going to allow you to control your lights via Amazon Alexa or from Google Home. So you can say, Alexa, turn on my living room lights, and it's going to do that for you. We also have a Spektrum receiver. So this receiver is a 5-channel receiver. So this is going to help you control any low voltage product on the market with it. On the receiver itself, you're going to have your positive channel. You're also going to have your red negative, your green negative, blue negative, warm white negative, and cool white negative. So this will allow you to control full RGB TW tape light, as well as low voltage puck lights. Now, if you were to use a tape light that's just static white, could you wire it into this receiver? And the answer is yes. You will just put 2 wires into the receiver instead. This receiver has a Bluetooth chip in it. So any low voltage product on the market, you'll wire this right in between the power supply and that fixture itself. And now you have control over that tape light, puck light, whatever it may be. As long as it's 24 volt, you can control it with this. On the interface of the Spektrum app, it's going to recognize what channels you're using in here. So that way then you'll get the right interface for either RGB, RGBW, or tunable white or RGBTW. For our outdoor category of Spektrum lights, we have a landscape fixture. So this landscape fixture is going to be RGB plus tunable white, and it comes in 2 ways of purchasing it. So you can either purchase it in a 3-pack kit, or you can get the adder piece, which is this one right here. We're just going to get 1 light with the cord. Now, the only way to get the power supply for this fixture is by purchasing the 3-pack kit. They are not sold separately. So this kit, it's going to be a 120 to 277 volt input, but it is going to be low voltage out. On these lights inside the box, you're going to get the stake and the mounting plate. So you have 2 different ways to mount them in your yard. But then what's really nice is you'll be able to individually address them. So if you had a system of 6 of these set up, you could have every single one be a different color, or you could have them go through a scene where they're going through different colors or fading between them. We also have our outdoor wall sconce. So this one is our dual, the Volta Dual. So you'll have a double head on it, or you could purchase it as a single. This little antenna here is going to be your Bluetooth receiver. So this one is going to be exactly what's controlling that Bluetooth signal. It's going to be a full RGB TW fixture again. The only thing is that it only comes in black. So just like the landscape light, you could have 6 of these on your house. You could have more than 6, but you could have them all be different colors down your house. So if it's Christmas, you could have them alternate red and green, for example. What's nice with those fixtures is with the hub, you're able to set a schedule with them. So say you had a customer that wanted year-round seasonal lighting and they wanted it to change colors based off the time of the year. You can set it and forget it with the Spektrum Plus app. So that way, if it's spring, they can have them be different spring colors, but the minute it turns July 1st, they could have them be red, white, and blue if they wanted to for 4th of July. Within our accessories with Spektrum Plus, we've rolled out a ton of new options with it, which I think are the things I'm most excited about this year. The first being our 120-volt switches. So the first one's going to be this 120-volt on and off switch. So for example, if you were in a space that had existing 120-volt fixtures and they just wanted the capability to turn them on and off with the handheld switch on the wall, but then also be able to control them from their phone, this is what's going to allow you to do it. It's going to wire into a single gang junction box. These also support trailing edge and 3-way wiring. On this one, you're going to have a Bluetooth chip right inside this component of it right here. So that way from your phone, you could turn on your undercab lights. You could have them set to a schedule to turn on at 6 p.m. Or if you had overhead lights in your garage, for example, you could have it set to where they'll turn on every night at 7 p.m. when you know you're getting home so you're not walking into a dark house. What's also nice is on these ones with the face plates of them, you can remove the face plates and they do fit most of them out there. I've been testing them while I'm on the road. We also brought in the dimmer switch, so 120-volt dimmer. So this is forward phase dimming, and it does support 3-way and trailing edge just like the other one did. On this one, for example, if you already had existing downlights in your house, but you wanted to be able to dim them from here, but then also dim them from the Spektrum Plus app, this is what's going to allow you to do it. So think of the Advantage series downlights or the Nieve or our quick discs. This is going to allow you to control those from your phone. What's really cool about these two is that with some of our other accessories, you're able to start to really kind of put together a smart house, so all at a really low cost. So with these ones, I'm going to use our new Spektrum PIR motion sensor, for example. So this could be back to that garage scenario where you want your lights to turn on in the garage when you get home at night. This little motion sensor, which detects motion up to 7 meters away, can be triggered to one of these switches. So if this triggers motion, you can have your 120-volt switches turn on. Looking at this motion sensor, this one is going to be a battery-operated PIR motion sensor. So it does have watch batteries inside of it. You can see the little battery tab. Some of the cool features of this on the app is it does gauge your battery life for you. So it's going to tell you exactly where it's at. You can actually program it to have your lights do something. So that way, say you're low on battery, but you want a reminder when you're low on battery and you want your lights to turn on and off 3 times or turn to red, green, and then blue, whatever it may be. You can have it do that through the app. You can also have this do multiple different scenes and schedules through automations. So in the app, it'll walk you straight through how to program this. It's just going to need to talk to one fixture. So if this sensor is triggered, then this group of fixtures or single fixture is going to do this. Some of the more popular applications for where this is going to be, you can think of closets. So that way you can have motion in your closets for your lights to turn on. Another one would be in the bathroom. So in the middle of the night, you wake up and you go into the bathroom and you don't want your lights to turn on at full brightness. So that way it doesn't wake you up from your REM sleep. You can have this turn on if you had tunable white lights to a specific color temperature and to a certain brightness level. Then what's also nice is you get to pick the exact increment of time that the lights stay on for. One of our next sensors that we brought in is going to be the PIR motion sensor with the luminance detector. So again, this is going to detect motion up to 7 meters, just like the original motion sensor, but then it's going to have that light level detector on there for you. So if you had this in your kitchen and you have a ton of windows in your kitchen, and you want all of your lights to turn on when you walk into your kitchen, but say it's midday and there's a ton of sunlight outside and you don't need your lights to turn on because you can see, it's going to recognize that because it can detect light levels up to 90 meters away, which is a lot of feet away. These ones are also going to be battery operated, but you do have the option, there it is, to plug it in as well, just because it does take a little bit more. So you have 2 ways that you can do this one. The final sensor that we brought in is the contact sensor, door and window contact sensor. I think one of the unique things about this sensor is that a lot of the time contact sensors go off of almost like vibrations or motion shaking them or detecting them. So for example, a lot of people have sensors like this for home security on their windows. But a lot of the time, the way that those are triggered is your window actually shaking or moving, and that triggers the sensor itself. This one's a little bit different. So this one's going to be a pass-by motion almost. So when this little piece passes by the main part, you're going to see the blue light on here light up. You won't right now because I don't have it turned on. But so when these ones pass like on a door frame, that's going to trigger this sensor. And then on a window, when this slides up above it on a window, that's going to trigger the sensor. So if you live in a place where it's really stormy, which can rattle your windows, this isn't necessarily going to trigger your lights in the middle of the night if there's a giant thunderstorm. These ones are also battery operated, and one of the things you'll notice is they're incredibly small. So all of these ones specifically come with a little piece of sticky tape for them, so that way you can stick them onto the surface that you want them to be held onto for the contact sensor part of it. One of the really cool features of it, once again, is the battery detector. But to give you an example, I've had this contact sensor on my bedroom door frame since about December when we got them in stock. And my battery is at 99% still. So the battery lasts a really long time. Now, all of those sensors have one additional component that is required for them. Because you're setting an automation with them, you need something to store that automation up in the cloud, which is going to be the hub again. So your sensors will not work if your Wi-Fi goes down because it's stored here. So everything you want them to do is going to store in this hub in the cloud via Wi-Fi, but the signal that it's pushing out is not going to be a Wi-Fi signal. It's going to be a Bluetooth signal. One of the other pieces that most of you are going to be familiar with is our handheld remote. So this one's going to have a little screw-in plate that you can put on the wall. Then it's going to magnetize the remote straight to it, so that way you can hold it in place. On here, you're going to have a ton of different settings. So you're going to have your on and off buttons down here at the bottom. These ones are also going to dim or bring up the light levels in your spaces too. Then you have these 3 buttons up top. So you have your RGB button, which will filter through those RGB colors on the fixture. Then you have your cool white and warm white buttons, so your tunable white button. This one's going to filter through all of those cool white and warm white settings and everything in between on your tunable white fixtures. Then you have the scene button where you can save 2 preset scenes on the app, so that way you can filter through them on this handheld remote. On this remote too, the way that you're going to pair it is going to be much different than these ones, because these ones are going to be hardwired into a 120 volt junction box, whereas these ones are no wires. They're going to be completely Bluetooth. They're just battery operated. These ones you actually will group together with your fixtures. So when you set this up on the app, it's a little bit different than some of the other fixtures. Once you pair it to the app, you're going to have the next menu is going to come up to where you're going to configure the group for it. That's going to be where you put in how many devices you want to control on here and which ones it may be. Most people just do one room of devices. So that way you can turn all the lights on and off in the room. Now, a few of the limitations and capabilities of Spektrum Plus. So for one, you can have almost unlimited devices in a home, but each hub is going to be limited. So each hub is 128 devices. Now you can have unlimited hubs per home. The hub is what creates the mesh system of the Bluetooth SIG mesh. So it's really important that you have this component. Now, can you pair this bulb without the hub? Yes, you can, because it's Bluetooth. But if you want all the smart capabilities of this bulb and what it can do, you do need the hub for it, because Bluetooth can't tell the time. It can't check the weather. It can't store information. It can just push a signal. Well, if you guys have any other questions on Spektrum Plus, feel free to reach out to sales@americanlighting.com, or reach out to your favorite sales manager. Like and subscribe. Thank you.